Hi, I'm Susie Pruden, and welcome to Mastermind Live with Susie Pruden on LA Talk Live, where we're more than just talk. And I do have a fabulous guest who's calling in any moment now. Her name is Dale Springer. And I forgot to bring the device that she's created, which is unfortunate because I would like to show you, but you can check it out by going to New Reality. It's NEWREALITY.com and look at the light and sound technology machine that she has created with processes from all kinds of extraordinary people. There's creative visualization processes from Deepak Chopra. I'm featured there. Bob Proctor, Lisa Nichols. I'm going to cough, excuse me. And it's quite an extraordinary device which actually helps you to relax, helps you to change the habits and patterns that don't serve you. It increases the serotonin. It releases the excess cortisol and the excess adrenaline in your body, and generally helps you to change your mind about various things that you need to change your mind about. This is going to be challenging.
Sorry about that.
Thank you. We might have to play some music for a minute because I really do have a tickle in my throat.
Alrighty, let's do that. Let's play a little music and let's get you set straight here, Susie.
Let's see if we can get me. Am I still on camera? It's okay if I am. Take two. Hi, I'm Susie Pruden, and welcome back to Mastermind Live with Susie Pruden on LA Talk Live, where we're more than just talk. And thank you for your patience while I had a coughing fit. And now I get to introduce my guest, Dale Springer, who created a light and sound piece of technology that has binaural beats, lights, and I'm sorry, Dale, I forgot to bring it with me to show, but people can go onto your site at newreality.com and take a look at it. And Dale Springer, welcome to Mastermind Live.
Oh, thank you, Susie. I'm delighted to be here.
So you've had quite a journey with creating this extraordinary piece of equipment.
Well, it started long before I realized it, I had shattered my leg, and I sat in a wheelchair for a year and a half, and had to keep the leg up, and I was in a lot of pain and very depressed and not sleeping, and I was looking for a way to solve that situation, and then began thinking about different ways to make that happen.
And so, how did I mean? You're a rather remarkable person because you also created the fax phone machine. Am I correct?
Yes,
The switch.
actually, we lived out in the country, and it was in the when the fax machines first started coming out, and we found out you had to have a separate phone line for the fax machine. Well, they wouldn't send one out to where we were because we were too far away. So I sat down and decided that we needed to come up with a device that would allow the phone and the fax to play on the same phone line, and we came up with that. And we actually were the first to launch that product. And I'm telling you, manifesting what you want is so important. I was flying back on an airplane, and I was thinking, I just would really like to get this product into Fry's Electronics. And I happened to sit next to Randy Fry, the son, and said to him what we were doing. He says, well, of course we'll put it in the store. And we were launched. So,
That is unbelievable. I didn't know that part of the story. That is fantastic. What year was that?
I think that was like 1988.
Wow.
That was well before 89. It was well before anybody realized that you had such power in what you would think you could bring about, but it absolutely happened. And from there, we went on to be in the Good Guys and Holler's Access, which was big in those days. Circuit City, B&H on the East Coast, big like Fry's, and we just had a grand time with that product.
I'll bet you did. So, and then now you created the Key, which is a light and sound device using binaural beats, blue lights, and creative visualization processes to help people as it's helped you release your pain, release the weight, and get back up on your feet.
And additionally, just get rid of the deep depression and allow me to sleep through the night is probably the biggest turning point. Being able to sleep and being able to manage the pain was just beyond my wildest expectations. I had no idea that something so and we call it kind of low tech because it's using light frequency, although it's high tech in the way it's the algorithms are developed and how the technology is delivered. But when you consider that it's drug free and allows everybody to kind of go at their own pace in managing their own pain or sleep or depression, it was a huge improvement for me.
And it also, because when I first started to work with you on this project, I had a company that then specialized in weight loss, and we created a whole bunch of weight loss processes that helped people lose weight.
Oh, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, I know.
It's just fantastic. Really, the message in your voice with the experience level that you have is incredible. I couldn't recommend anything that would be much more profound. After all, the mental side of weight loss is 50% of what you need to have in order to be able to be successful.
I would actually say it's probably more than 50% because it's probably 90%. Because I have to excuse myself. I'm eating a lozenge because I had a coughing fit earlier, but I don't want to keep it in my mouth while we're talking. Hold on. I'll just put it in and out as necessary. Yeah, it is. The clients that I work with weight loss, I mean, they all know what to do. Everybody knows what to do to lose weight. But if your mind is not congruent, and if you have bad habits and patterns, and if you know you're not supposed to eat the chocolate cake, but you eat it anyway, the Key that you've created has processes which actually help people change their habits and patterns so they stop doing things to themselves that are harmful.
And I think even more profoundly, it's all non-contextual. Basically, we don't have to know the deep underlying reason why somebody's overeating or is overweight, or what kind of stress they've been under in their lifetime, or what negative thing happened to them. That's not important. The fact that you're getting the positive mindset is what makes the difference.
What you just said is important for people to know across the board. People come to me because I do all kinds of hypnosis. And this is not hypnosis, this is creative visualization. But they come to me and they want to know why they do certain things. And I say, it doesn't matter why. And they said, yes, but if I knew why, I would stop. And I said, no, you know why and continue. So let's forget about the why and just change the habit. And when they stop trying to figure out the why and just listen to the processes, they change the habit. I mean, I don't know why I like potato chips, but I used to eat potato chips almost every single day. And then one day I made myself a CD, or then it was a tape. And 2 weeks after I started listening to it, I was in the supermarket and I reached for the potato chips and I didn't want them. And then, of course, my little kid kicked in and went, of course, you can have them. You're an adult. And I reached, I said, I didn't want them. Now, I didn't have to know why I wanted them. I wanted them. And then I didn't want them. And so that's what happens with this wonderful thing that you have. The story is that we have a wealth series, which is my favorite of all of them. And
I think across the board, it's everybody's favorite, too.
Well, you listen to it and you start to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what could be better than that? You sit back, close your eyes, put on some glasses that flash blue lights that you don't keep your eyes open because that would bother you. You close your eyes and you put the earphones on, you press a button, and you hear my voice or one of your other people's voices. And for 22 minutes, you change all of your money habits. And all of a sudden, you don't even notice it, but you're making more money. I mean, you didn't go and say, okay, I have to make more money today. It just happens. I don't know if I told you. Go ahead.
I think the profound part about it is that you've got several business development programs, but the one Realizing Wealth is based on Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich.
Yes.
And I think that you've taken the different principles and really made them present for people and made them so that they can be utilized in a way that is so helpful. And I think that anybody that's looking for things on wealth building, whether it's masterminding or building confidence or having the right strategies, almost every single topic you can think of has been covered by your Realizing Wealth program. It's really it's very innovative and probably one of a kind and very creative.
I love it. I loved creating it. I loved recording it. I loved listening to it. And my sister was very funny. My sister has not made a lot of money in her life, and she's worked very, very hard, very, very hard. And she was tired of not making money. And so she started listening to the Wealth series. She called me up. She said, Susie, I'm making money. I'm writing, and I'm selling on the internet. And she went from zero 2 years ago to making about $3,000 or $4,000 a month now, writing short stories on the internet. And she said it started after she started listening to the Wealth series. And so I said, well, I guess I better listen to the Wealth series. So I tell everybody to listen to the Wealth series because what happens is, as you said, it teaches the Napoleon Hill principles, but it goes into the unconscious so that you don't have to think about it. It's in the mind. It's already in there. And so the habits and the patterns that help make you wealthy occur naturally. And that's what I love about it. But you also have some really top speakers who've also participated and given you programs for the key.
So we've got many actually, a lot of very interesting things. We have over 500 recordings with probably close to 100 different topics. Everything from golf, from a PGA certified teaching pro. He's only one of 70 that is certified to teach other pros. To a hockey pro and Hall of Famer and silver medalist for doing youth programs for kids hockey, all the way to Dr. Brenda Wade doing very, very specific, seriously minded programs for dealing with depression, dealing with addiction. Even Dr. Keith Scott Mumby has things for just letting the spirit go free. And then we have things from everything from the spiritual side to the personal improvement. We have Bob Proctor, Lisa Nichols, Michael Beckwith,
Deepak
Marianne
Chopra.
Williamson, Deepak Chopra.
Marianne
So
Williamson.
we've got a long list of professional and experts in their areas. Even Tom Hopkins, the #1 sales trainer in the U.S., has a program on the equipment. So we're really really excited about the fact that we've got such a broad audience and such a broad number of experts that have recorded. Really, almost all of them are one of a kind. They're not anywhere else but on our equipment.
So how do people learn more about the equipment other than listening to the two of us talk?
Well, we have a website, newreality.com. That's NEWREALITY.com. A lot of people will think realty, but it's reality. And you can cruise through the website. We have a tremendous amount of information on research papers and technology and the science behind everything that we do. Then we have all of our program authors are listed there, and you can actually go to click on each one of the authors and go to their little bio and see the different programs that they have, and you've got some magnificent ones
I have
on
some
there.
extraordinary ones on there. I know. I had so much fun doing that. I had so much fun, and I promise you, over the Thanksgiving weekend, I'm going to do some more. That's I don't have time until then, but we've got some. We want to do some stuff for diabetes, especially, which I'm excited about.
Yes.
Yeah.
And diabetes is really the mindset in order to be to conquer and control the condition is so important. For example, there was a recent research paper that was done. It was over an 11-year period with Duke Comprehensive Medical Center, and it was based on the survival rate of women with breast cancer. And those that had positive emotional support through guided meditation had a 50% increase in survival rate. And so these types of things and really extreme situations where you're medically challenged, having that positive mindset is so important.
Well, I've done a lot of work with people before surgery, and they'll come to me and I'll make them a process to prepare them for the surgery and to go through the surgery and to heal after the surgery. And the doctors are amazed. I mean, I had one woman who had a hysterectomy, and and she was headed for the ICU, but she was too okay, so she didn't go to the ICU. She just went into a regular room. And the doctors came with her pain medication, and she said, "Why are you giving me this?" And the doctor said, "For the pain." She said, "I don't have any pain." He said, "What do you mean you don't have any pain?" She said, "I don't have any pain." And one of the things that I had put into her process that she would have no pain. And the other thing that I put in the process always is the blood flow will be very, very slow so they don't bleed. He said, you didn't bleed very much during the operation. And she told him, she said, well, that's because Susie told me not to. And he said, and you're healing much faster than most people that go through what the surgery you've gone through. And she said, well, that's because it was in the process, because you program the brain to do what you program it to do, and it does it. It's that simple.
Well, I'll tell you another story that you don't know about. Remember the process that you made for Melinda so that she could conceive a child?
Yes.
Well, she did, and that baby's been born.
Yay! Oh, I need to call her. That's fantastic. How many times had she tried before?
Oh, gosh. Many, years, many years.
And what is the process called that she was trying?
It was she was doing some in vitro fertilization.
Right.
And she was trying. They tried everything. So.
And one of those processes costs about $30,000. And I think
It was very expensive. They had tried many times.
Yeah.
It was very, very expensive.
Yeah, I remember I had a lot of fun making that, and I'm having much more fun now knowing that it worked. She got pregnant, she has the baby, and that's fantastic. I have another client who came to me. She wanted to have a natural birth at home. And so I created a process for her that she would have an easy delivery at home. Baby would be born easily, quickly, in great health, etc. I don't even remember. This is years ago. And on New Year's Day, which was her birthday, her son was born at home in her bed with the midwife, no anesthesia, just a natural birth. She had no pain whatsoever.
Oh.
And she keeps telling me, I really should write you a testimonial. I think her son is 12 now. Or maybe he's 11. Anyway, it was great. So the process works. That's the thing. The other thing that you taught me, which I didn't know, was that it increases the serotonin levels, so you feel better. It decreases the excess cortisol and excess adrenaline. What other things does it do?
Well, it lowers your blood pressure naturally, and that's a real important aspect of healing and getting better if you're ill. It also improves your ability to sleep because you flush that excess adrenaline and excess cortisol. The body is not so stressed and is able to sleep more soundly. Also, when you release that excess cortisol and adrenaline, it also helps with the weight loss. You can actually lose between maybe 1 to 3 pounds a week listening to the equipment, to the key, and have a good solid amount of weight loss between the positive messages and the release of that excess cortisol and adrenaline. And probably the most important thing is that your overall well-being is improved. The increase in serotonin and endorphins, those are your happy hormones.
Right.
And those are, all of us women that are a little bit older, we
Us?
can use a lot of extra of that. And so we sleep a whole lot better and a lot more soundly. Although, quite interestingly, with the new key that we just put out on the market, there's 4 different brainwave patterns that we have. We have the wake up in the morning and get going. We have a go to sleep one at night that takes you down into theta, and we leave you there so you can go to sleep. And now you can change any program that we have to match the sleep program.
Oh,
So if
this
you
is
have
fantastic.
So if you have a favorite sleep program, and you've got several that we love,
Yeah.
and you want to use it for a wake up in the morning program, we can. Or if you want to use it for a sleep program, you can. Or you can use it for a go to back sleep program. We don't take you right up to beta wide awake. We take you back down to we start you in low alpha and then take you back into theta, so you can go back to sleep more easily. And then we have just the midday rejuvenation. So any of your programs, even the Realizing Wealth, can be used for sleep or go back to sleep or
That's
for getting up in the morning.
That's fantastic, because a lot of people ask me, when should I use this? And I like to use it best when I go to sleep at night. But it would be great to be able to go to sleep at night listening to Making More Money.
Yes, and I think that's been one of the favorite things that people are starting to realize that they can do now.
Greg Reed told me, Greg Reed wrote 3 Feet from Gold, and he told me that I have totally changed his income from listening to the Realizing Wealth series, and he's eternally grateful. So he's got the key, and I think he sells the key, and I know he gives it away. I mean, it's almost glued to his hip. So that felt very good when he told me that.
And the other thing that you'll like or enjoy is the fact that when they were getting ready to have their first child, Colt,
Right.
Both of them listened to the key, and so that they could both have a stress-free childbirth. So it was really kind of fun.
That is fun. Yeah, I love it when I'm introduced to people, and they look at me and they go, "You're Susie Pruden?" And I'd go, "Yes." They said, "You're Susie Pruden?" I had one person, at one point I was at an event in San Diego, a Greg Reed event, And I introduced myself to somebody, and he got down on his knees. And he said, "Thank you. Thank you. I listen to you every night. Thank you." It was really sweet. It was just sweet.
Well, he is one of your raving fans, that's for sure. He never, whenever he's on stage, people will send me emails and texts to say, "Oh, Greg's on stage, and he's just talked about Susie and the Realizing Wealth program." I just get a kick out of it when they send those to me.
When I'm at CEO Space, and I'll meet a lot of different people at different times, and they'll say, "Oh my God, I sleep with you every night." I say I get around.
Yes.
I get around. I don't know how many thousands of people are sleeping with me every night, but there's a lot of them. And at least they tell me. And I remember Harry Lay one time was talking to a group here in Los Angeles, and he said, "Susie, do you mind if I tell him that I sleep with you every night?" Now, he lives in Oklahoma. So I said, "No, I don't mind." And so he did. He said, "I sleep with this woman every night, and it's made a difference in my life." So he was in, I think we worked with him with pain. That's what we worked with, pain. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back right after some messages. Dale, you hang on. And I'm Susie Pruden with Mastermind Live on LA Talk Live, where we're more than just talk. And we'll be right back. And so...
Josh Lane and Dr. Hans Kugler of Here's to Your Health, in conjunction with A4M, the American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine, invite you to attend the 21st Annual World Congress on Anti-Aging Medicine, December 12th through 15th at the Venetian Hotel in Las Vegas. Check it out at worldhealth.net. That's worldhealth, one word, .net. And while you're there, sign up for the free longevity newsletter. Just look for the bouncing red ball. At worldhealth.net, also print out a page about the Las Vegas Congress and pass it along to your doctors. More than 3,500 healthcare professionals will convene at the Las Vegas Congress, where they will teach and demonstrate with hundreds of exhibitors about every anti-aging modality. Be sure to attend the World Congress on Anti-Aging Medicine, December 12th through 15th at the Venetian Hotel in Las Vegas. Presented by the American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine. Visit worldhealth.net for more details. The 21st Annual Congress on Anti-Aging Medicine, proud sponsors of Here's to Your Health with Josh Lane and LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Hi, this is Jean Noel Bassior, inviting you to join me for my new show, The Book Beat, Monday evenings at 6:30 p.m. I'll be talking to authors about their latest book so you can find a fantastic read. But more than that, I'll be talking to experts about how you can write your own book and get it published. So tune in on Mondays at 6:30 p.m. exclusively on latalklive.com. And remember, you can catch us on iTunes Radio R&B or watch us on Ustream TV. Reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Hi, and welcome back to Mastermind Live with Susie Pruden on LA Talk Live, where we're more than just talk. And I'm talking with Dale Springer, the creator of the new reality Key. It's a light and sound piece of technology that uses LED lights binaural beats and voice, creative visualization, and relaxation to help people relax, to help people heal, to help people make more money, to lose weight, lower their blood pressure. And you've got some pretty exciting programs going on, Dale. What are they?
Oh, we've got some really interesting things going on. We've got a program going on with the Hilton Hotel for sleep, where they're using our product there in the honors rooms for the hotel guests, and we were actually honored to have Dr. Michael Bruce, the leading sleep expert in the United States right now, do some of the recordings for us, in addition to yours. And
Thank you.
so we had a man's voice and a woman's voice, and that's been a really fun spot for us. If people would like to take a look at that program, they can check out www.hiltonsleep.com. That's hiltonsleep.com. And then we were also just recently, Dr. Brenda Wade, one of our program authors, was on the Dr. Oz show. Actually, she's been on twice this last July. But she was, this last time she was on the show, she was working with some patients that Dr. Oz had put her together with that had eating addictions, food problems related to juicing, and not being able to stop doing that, but not being able to actually have anything of value in terms of good nutrition or any kind of healthy lifestyle. And so she was on the program with the participant, and part of the protocol that they're doing includes our master key. And on that program, our programs, or on the recordings, some of the programs are with you.
I'm
for,
so excited about
disorders.
that. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not a television watcher, but I was looking through something on the internet one day, and I saw that program, and I'm looking at it. I didn't see the whole program. I'm saying, wait a second, is that Brenda? Is that the key? It was like it was an accident. There are no
Oh, my God.
accidents. I know
There are no
There are no accidents. And the woman that they were talking to had reddish hair, long reddish hair, or something, blonde. I don't remember, but is that Brenda? It was really funny. And are you doing things with hospitals now too? I know you were talking with Kaiser.
We have a large number of nurses at Kaiser Permanente using our product for self-care. And,
that's wonderful.
So they are nurses are probably under more stress than
Yes.
most of us even begin to realize. And they are looking for ways to take care of themselves, reduce stress, be able to sleep or take a little relaxation nap. So when they have a 20-minute break, they can sit down and listen to the key and get the equivalent of about 1 to 2 or sometimes more sleep in terms of the relaxation they get from just letting the body relax for that short period of time.
I know how good I feel after I listen to a process.
So it just
I don't
makes
want
the
to.
world different.
Yeah, it does. It really does. It releases the stress. As a businesswoman, I get caught up in my own mishigas in my mind, and sometimes I just have to take a key break, so to speak, and just stop and just relax. It almost doesn't matter what I listen to, whether I listen to the weight loss, whether I listen to the Wealth series, which actually is my favorite, and but it changes. It really does change my chemistry, so that when I come back to my desk, I'm able to focus better and create more.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what do we have to look forward to in the future?
Oh, well, we add new programs constantly, and we're looking basically for 2 new ones from you, actually.
I know
the
Thanksgiving
programs
weekend.
Yes, the programs to support those that are dealing with diabetes, and also additional programs based on Dr. Hyla Cass and the eating disorders and food addictions or addictions in general. We're going to be adding to that category also.
We have a
And,
wonderful program from Hyla that we did talk. It's about reclaiming your brain, which is very exciting. So that
I think it's one of the more progressive, really inspirational kinds of programs. Things that I think people will find to be not only beneficial but very interesting.
I agree. And the wonderful thing is that there's no medications involved. This is all, it's all natural. It's just talking to your mind. And it changes your life. You've also...
the technology, yes, totally drug-free. Even the sleep program that makes you, go to sleep or go back to sleep, they're all drug-free. It's just simply relaxation and using the power of your mind to actually quiet your mind down so that you can relax and go to sleep.
Right. And it also, I know you have, because I did them, the ones on sales that Eric Lofholm.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, those are great. And they really work because there's a lot of people in business who hate selling, who think that selling is a four-letter, selling isn't, but sale is a four-letter word, but it's not a four-letter word. And selling is fun. Selling is service. And so those processes help people get out of their way in terms of when they need to be a salesperson in their industry and they hate it, they can get over hating it and start loving it and start again making a difference for the company they work for, making a difference for themselves, and making a difference for the people who purchase because you're serving people who buy stuff from you.
And what was really fun about the your programs that you did, using the principles from Eric Lofholm's sales program, we combine it with David Van Hoos's public speaking, being able to speak with confidence in front of a group or with your peers. And I think that it really sets it apart in being a very unique kind of program. So you get your confidence up. And then you've got some other programs that we added to that for the entrepreneur to kind of wrap it all together. So we've got your David Van Hoos, which is for public speaking. We've got the sales that you've done with based on Eric Lofholm. And then we've combined it with some of the multi-level marketing or direct marketing.
Business
ones. Those have been very, very well accepted and are kind of like a mainstream for us in terms of what people really enjoy, so that they're going to do Realizing Wealth. They'll take and add all the business parts of the program so that they have all the actual tools to be able to close a sale or do all the things that they know that they want to do, but they'll be able to do it with confidence and focus.
That's fabulous. The way that MLM one came together, a friend of mine said, I just joined this MLM and I can't do this and I can't do this. And I said, I'll make you a process. So I made her a process. And she never listened to it. So I gave it to you.
Oh, no. Well, her loss is everybody else's gain, that's for sure.
And then I just tweaked it for the business success and the financial success so that you've got all of those. And really it does change the mind. And the mind is what runs you. Absolutely runs you. And I help people get rid of all the old programming that keeps them from moving forward. So it's very...
Now,
Go ahead.
Now, one of the things that people will probably be interested in getting a little bit of information on is that there is a technology behind what we do in order to deliver the messages to be much more powerful. Now, as a standalone program or just a recording, they're very profound. But when you do them with the frequency following response or the lights, what it does is it actually guides you into theta, which is your learning brainwave state. So we if you all put your hands together, interlace your fingers, you're going to notice that one thumb or the other is on the top. Now, if your left thumb is on the top, that means that you're generally right brain strong, and that means that you might be a more creative person. And if you have your right thumb on the top, it means you're left brain strong, which means you might likely be an accountant or more highly critical. Now, those those characteristics actually dominate the way we think, and they actually really sway our viewpoints and how we look at things. So what we do in order to engage the entire brain, one of the reasons we use the lights, is that we flash the right eye, then the left eye, then the right eye, and the left eye. And then pretty soon the whole brain engages. You don't see the lights any longer. And now we can speak, and your brain can learn in a whole brain capacity, and not with all that self-talk and all that input that you have that nags you and says, I don't believe that. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do what I want to do. So you don't get any of we help to eliminate that. And then we just gently guide you on down into alpha. Now, alpha is the brainwave state where children are until they're about 5 or 6. And that brainwave state is where we go when we're happy, when we daydream.
It's the place where you're sitting in front of a red light. The light goes green, but you don't see it until the guy behind you honks.
Exactly.
All of a sudden, it's like, oh, where did I go?
So what we're basically doing is it's a frequency following response with the light, so that we gently guide you into a relaxed state. And so it's not complicated, but it's very specific. And once you get into theta, that's where we all go every night before we go to sleep for about 45 minutes. And that's where we learn new things. That's where we flesh out what we don't need in our short-term memory, and make decisions about what we've learned during the day. Our other than conscious mind does that. We don't. And once you've cleared out all the things that you had in your mind, then you can drop into deep delta sleep. We just help you get there faster.
And what's wonderful is that I tell my clients is because they say, well, what happens if I fall asleep? I said there's a 45-minute window between the time you lose awareness of the room that you're in and you go into delta sleep, and that's theta. And that's when all these messages are going in. That's why I tell people never watch television when you're going to sleep at night, especially the news or crime movies and stuff like that, because all that stuff is going into your subconscious mind while you're falling asleep. And it's programming you.
Absolutely, yes. Because when we're children and we're up to the age of 5 or 6, we don't have the brainwave state of beta going on. Beta is our conscious state where we are when we're watching TV or doing whatever we're doing, and that's where it's the only place we can have fear, anxiety, stress, worry, just plain anger, and all those really negative characteristics in our lives. So by having a person listen by you or anybody listening to the equipment at night, and we take you into alpha, and that's your happy state, and then we take you into theta, and that's where you can relax and finally let go and go to sleep and not have all that beta wide awake stuff going on in your mind, talking to you about everything that you don't want to hear while you're trying to go to sleep.
Yeah, I always tell people before they go to sleep to write out good things. And I was just reminded of this of one of my coaches yesterday. She said, do you have an acknowledgement book? And she asked me this 6 weeks ago, and I was supposed to do it 6 weeks ago, and I hadn't done it, so I did it yesterday. And so before I went to sleep last night, I wrote out 10 acknowledgments of things that I had accomplished yesterday. And then I wrote her and said, I did it.
Oh, cool.
So that was my 11th accomplishment, confirming with her that I did it. And I just got a great idea, Dale. But you mentioned fear. I don't think you have a process on fear, do you?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think we should create one.
I think we should create one.
Releasing
so you should create one
fear
for us.
Well, I know. I'll do that over Thanksgiving along with the diabetes things. Because I hear a lot of people say, but I'm afraid. And fear is not real. Fear is us making up something that may or may not happen. And I gave fear a new job. But that's a long process for another time. But now my fear is my empowerer. And in doing the process that I did to create that, the fear part really went away because I assigned fear the job of scaring me. And fear did a very good job. So now we have to assign fear for everybody that has fear a new job. So I will create that for you over the holidays.
That would be great.
Because we do sometimes scare ourselves to pieces.
Yes. Well, yes, that's probably one of the reasons why people can't relax is because they generate fear and worry, and that is all because of the excess adrenaline in their bodies. And the more it goes around, it just keeps going around, and you can't stop it until you finally relax and let it go. And that's the one thing that you can count on with the equipment, is that, that the relaxation, because it's basically a frequency following response. So if you were in New York on New Year's and everybody was bouncing around to the music and screaming and doing whatever, and pretty soon you're doing the same thing because you synchronized with that chaos.
Right.
And then think about the next day, you go to the ocean, you sit down and you go, oh my gosh, that feels so good. I wonder why I don't do this more often. You actually synchronized with the frequency of the ocean, which is running at alpha. So you feel relaxed. So those kinds of things that we actually say about relaxation actually really do happen. You really do synchronize with the chaos or the lack of it that you're exposed to. And interestingly enough, the earth frequency is Om, and that's where we go when we meditate, and that's theta. And so things that we actually bring in and talk about in our lives are things that are real, but we just don't know that they are. We just don't know that theta or Om or grounding with the earth is and meditation are all the same process, but all spoken in just a different way by different
language.
Groups.
Yeah. That's incredible. It's so easy what you say, and yet so foreign to so many people. So Dale, tell us again how they can find the key. And before that, how many processes fit on a key?
Well, we basically have an unlimited amount of space to go for the key. When you plug the key into the computer, we actually and register it. We actually create a your own profile page, and you can really download as many programs as you want onto that profile page, and then you just click and drag and put them onto the key. I believe the key actually carries by itself maybe 24 to 30, maybe up to 50 programs, depending on how long or what you're dealing with. But you wouldn't have time to listen to them all.
No.
And if you're going to do a weight loss program, for example, what you'd want to do is put program number 1 up there, the track number 1, and listen to that every day for a week. And then track number 2 every day for a week, and so on. And if you listen to the AM process in the morning, maybe the weight loss in the afternoon, and a go-to-sleep program or something for fun that you put with a sleep track, I think you'll get the maximum benefit.
Sounds incredible. I mean, I know firsthand it is incredible, but I want my listeners and viewers to really check it out because it can make a tremendous difference in their lives, be it weight loss, addiction, smoking, wealth, stress, sales. There's just so many things that you've created that are available to people. So
and basically what we've done is we've created a library. We have many communities based around that library. So even though we have over 500 programs in there, there's communities that we have that are based around the coping with cancer. We have programs for from Alana Pratt for Your Beautiful Body for those who have had breast cancer reconstructive surgery that need to have a positive, develop a new positive mindset about their body, and it's called My Beautiful Body. And then we have programs again for caregivers. It's the most stressful thing that job I think that's out there in the world is dealing with sick or dying patients, especially if they're family members.
I was just going to say, because I've got friends who are dealing with their parents, and it is so stressful for them to watch what their parents are going through and handle their parents. I mean, I have one friend whose mom really doesn't know who her daughter is anymore, and she's taking care of her, and it's very, very, very stressful. One more time, Dale, how do people get in touch with you?
Our website is newreality.com. That's NEWREALITY.com. And we have a customer service number. If you have an inspiration to speak to a real live person, you can call during normal business hours to 925-443-2666. 2254, and you'll get a live person on the phone. And if for some reason we were busy, we call you right back.
And they do.
And they do.
And they do. So I want to thank you. It's time to say goodbye for now. But Thank you, Dale Springer of New Reality, and give my best to Bruce, your dear husband, and the dogs, and Jessica. And I'll talk to you soon. And thank you, audience, for being a part of us today, for listening and watching. I'm Susie Pruden for Mastermind Live on LA Talk Live, where we're more than just talk.
We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and hosts of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.